Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Here to talk about the upcoming light flyweight title fight between champion Ivan Calderon, who's 35 years old, and the younger 28-year-old Giovanni Segura. Now, this fight is interesting. BoxRec.com, an excellent website, actually has Segura ranked higher than Ivan Calderon. I actually like Calderon in this fight. I view the talent level between these two fighters as wide. I think Calderon is the much better fighter. Giovanni Segura, who is a knockout puncher and who is gifted with very heavy hands, he punches very wide punches, and he's going up against really the southpaw version of Floyd Mayweather. Ivan Calderon is one of the best boxers in the sport. It was Freddie Roach who called on Ivan Calderon as a sparring partner against a much heavier Oscar De La Hoya, who then, in watching Calderon dismantle De La Hoya in sparring, realized that Oscar De La Hoya couldn't pull the trigger, as Freddie Roach would put it later. So then, of course, Roach had Manny Pacquiao fight his former pupil, Oscar De La Hoya, and Manny Pacquiao was able to beat De La Hoya at 147. Right? My point to you is simply this. When Freddie Roach had Oscar De La Hoya and wanted Oscar De La Hoya to fight a very slick boxer, someone who would be able to imitate Steve Forbes and do it well, Ivan Calderon got the call, and Ivan Calderon apparently dominated Oscar De La Hoya. I'm not surprised because Calderon is very fast. He's very elusive. He understands the sport very well. Um, there is a possibility, especially since Calderon has been down in fights. He was down in the second round of his last fight, for example. There is a possibility that Segura has a puncher's chance in this fight. I believe you should straddle the bet. The base bet should be Ivan Calderon to win this fight, straddled against Segura to win by knockout. Let me also point out, too, that Segura, in addition to throwing wide punches, and I'm reviewing my notes, is very slow, at least in my opinion. I just did not see the hand speed. He has to set his feet to throw the punch. And understand, against an advanced boxer, a slick boxer, a hard-to-hit boxer like Ivan Calderon, who even at 35 has superior timing, I believe that's going to be fatal. Also, the one fight that Segura lost was against Cesar Canchilla, and you're going to see that in that fight, they fought twice. Segura got the knockout in the rematch, but in the first fight, which was on the undercard of Miguel Cotto against Antonio Margarito, Canchilla undressed Segura. Segura, of course, was able to drop his opponent early in that fight because he is gifted with punching power. But once Canchilla got off the canvas, that fight was over. In fact, Segura faded badly in the latter part of that fight. Now, Ivan Calderon only has 6 knockouts. If this fight gets into the later rounds, and keep in mind, Calderon is Puerto Rican, and this fight is in Puerto Rico. Segura is of Mexican descent. If this fight gets into the later rounds, I expect Calderon's boxing superiority to take over, and I'm expecting Segura to fade badly. So I understand that Segura looks great. Some of his recent fights ended by knockout. Understand that he's much slower than Ivan Calderon. He throws his punches too wide, especially when dealing with a sharp shooter like Ivan Calderon, who will anticipate the punches. Keep in mind, with counter punchers, they don't necessarily wait for the lead punches to land to counter, right? If you're a wide puncher, when you're throwing your punch, the counter puncher will be prepared to then counter what you're doing. So I'm expecting Calderon to see Segura load up on punches and try to throw them, and I'm expecting Calderon to literally take him apart. Let me also point out, too, that Segura doesn't even jab his way in. So you're talking about a guy who is slow, who's going to try to throw hooks to come in against one of the master boxers of the sport. I like Calderon in this one since Segura does have heavy hands, is 7 years younger. I would straddle it with Segura by KO, but I am expecting Calderon to successfully defend his title. Let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm being too hard on Segura, because I know that he has a fan club here online. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here on YouTube. And of course, visit us at gamblersadvisory.com and visit our Facebook page and leave some comments there. We have some videos up there. It's gamblersadvisory.com on Facebook. All right. Thanks for watching.